I don't know who else other than a loser ends up at the Four Seasons Total Landscaping parking lot next to a sex shop. So I think I think Carol is right in what she's reporting. But if they're trying to spare him from being a loser, the die was cast when his team, the moment that every network, including Fox News, was calling the race for Joe Biden, his top personal attorney was standing in the parking lot of a landscaping business next to a sex shop.
Yeah. Hi, Nicole.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Hi. Pretty damn good, right? It feels pretty good to be here on this Monday. I just want to wallow around a little bit in that. The president-elect is putting together a COVID task force and talking about how we shouldn't see masks as a political thing, and we should really all pull together as a country to fight the virus, and not telling us we're just about to round the corner, not like living in some fantasy land about this pandemic. I want to pause and just say, doesn't it feel great to have an incoming president of the United States who's going to take this virus seriously and try to bring the country together as opposed to divide it every single day? Having said that, I think the nuance in Carol's reporting, which I think may just kind of, you gotta parse this thing real carefully here. It's not that they can make him not a loser. He's a loser. He's lost the presidency, and it's been called, and he's lost. And some of the things like the Four Seasons landscaping thing add just that perfectly Trumpian sort of soupçon of absurdity to the whole thing. But the thing is to try to get Trump to not think he's a loser. This is a psychological game. His advisors have different motivations. Some of them really probably think that the election's been stolen and that he should fight to the last day.
Who thinks
I don't think that many of them really do.
Who thinks that? Who thinks 40,000 votes were stolen in these states? Who thinks that?
Nicole, I think only someone who's totally unhinged and divorced from reality. But there's like a guy named Mark Meadows who works as the chief of staff for Donald J. Trump, and who everything that's come out of his mouth in the time that he's been in that job has been that he's been a perfect kind of Donald Trump mini-me. So I think there are people who may believe what the president believes. I just don't want to rule that out. I think most of these people recognize that President Trump has lost. And the game now for them is a psychological game. It's like they know what would be best for Trump, what would be best for the Republican Party, and what would be best for the country would be for Trump to move on. The question is, how do you get Trump to do that? And you can't, to your question to Carol, you can't appeal to him on that basis. You can't appeal to him on the basis of party because he doesn't care about the party. Right. And you can't appeal to him on the basis of country because he doesn't care about the country. You got to appeal to him on the basis of him. And if you could get him somehow to see it as being in his best interest to stand down on these challenges and on these acts of trying to slow down Biden's ascension as president-elect and ultimately president, if you can get him to see that as being in his best interest, you might be able to get him to do the right thing for the party and for the country. But you can't make the straightforward appeal on those grounds, because Trump, if you said to him, this would be in the best interest of the country, Mr. President, he'd be like, what? The country? What are you talking about? Like you're speaking Aramaic to him if you talk about the country, or the party, it's like you're speaking Swahili. So you got to put it in a language he understands. And the only language Donald Trump understands is the language of self-interest and the language of Trump.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.